Oh yeah. Alright. What's up everybody? Peter Gilmore here for another video right here on the Peter Gilmore YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Gilmore. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like this video, hit that subscribe button down there, dude, in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. And as always, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to smack and tap and do whatever the fuck you want to that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything. And if you do, well, fuck you, man. You miss it, you miss it. Then you're gonna have to search my channels, search my name, and look up my video. Or if you are subbed and you're not getting my videos, that's not my fault, that's Susan's fault because she's a cunt. So you're gonna have to do it all over again. Unsubscribe, resubscribe, hit the bell, do the same shit over and over until they fix the goddamn website. Damn, that was good. too much Jack and Coke today, good lord. I'm not wired about it yet, but I digress. Alright, so, do all that. Alright, not gonna make this short, too long. I was gonna go live with this, but I decided not to because if I go live, I'm gonna go right into Dynamite! And don't want to do that for this particular Dynamite, which is supposed to be, from what Tony Khan's saying, it's going to be newsworthy. Don't know what that means. It's gonna be some interesting stuff tonight. Because it's at the Agganis Arena in Boston, Massachusetts. And guess who arrived in Boston today? If you checked her Instagram, if you follow her on Instagram, that is the beautiful, the vivacious Mercedes Varnado, as we all know her as the boss. Sasha Banks, she is in Boston. I don't know why. I would think it's just maybe some stuff for War Games. She might be making her comeback at War Games. But then again, you never know. Maybe she's just at the Agganis Arena just to watch. But then, you know, people see her in the arena like, oh my god, Sasha Banks is in AEW. Then the rumors come out. But yeah, I think she's just there because, you know, she lives in Boston. But it looked like from her Instagram post, she was, you know, she came in a black car. And, you know, usually those are for wrestlers and only and all that shit. But I don't know if she was at a mall or she was at the Agganis Arena Center, whatever it is. Or she was maybe at where War Games is gonna be at. I forgot what. I think that's at the Boston the TD Bank Center, or whatever, the Boston Garden, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. But if Sasha Banks is on tonight's show, I'm going to fucking mark out like I never marked out before. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But I'm thinking this newsworthy thing that Tony Khan is talking about might be the Bucks and Kenny coming back. I mean, they were backstage last week, so it's only a matter of time. But before they actually are back on AEW television, I miss BTE so much. And I'm thinking Brandon, no, that idiot Brandon, is behind all these little vignettes that we're seeing with the Bucks, you know, basically disintegrating right before our very eyes, and, you know, and it's supposed to lead to their comeback, which I still think it could be tonight, it could be at Full Gear, but if it is tonight, I'm thinking they're going to start the build to Death Triangle versus the Bucks and Kenny for the Trios titles, and you're going to see that at Full Gear tonight, not tonight, sorry, at Full Gear. So that's what I'm thinking is the big, huge, newsworthy announcement, or whatever is going to happen. Now, this show does not get 1 million because of that. I don't know. But we'll move on from there. We'll move on. So, Dynamite tonight. I will be live later on tonight, right here on this very channel, with your live AEW Dynamite review coming up. Probably in about 5 hours from now. 5, maybe 5.5. I gotta eat my sensible dinner. I just had my lunch, actually, because I had a busy day at work, so. And then I had to do some errands for the missus and just enjoy the day. It was cold as fuck today. 49 degrees right now, and I got the heat cranking. Oof. Going outside, it is cold. If you're not wearing a hoodie plus 2 shirts, you're fucked. But I digress on that. But yeah, so cold. It's gonna be cold this week. It's supposed to warm up by the weekend, but we're getting remnants of about to be Hurricane Nicole, which is about to slam into Florida tonight, which is not good. I had to watch. Mr. DeSantis, our good friend, the god of Florida, who got reelected in a landslide. Because you know how people in Florida love that guy. And they're going to love him in 2028. Not 2024. Well, I don't know. It depends. If Donald Trump, DeSantis, 2024, it's going to happen. If not, 2028. Gonna be huge. Okay. We'll see what happens with that. I don't know with DeSantis at this point, but glad he won. I would have voted for him if he was in New York. But it is what it is. Anyway, minus that, let's get to some NXT thoughts from last night. I'm not going to do a whole big review. We're just going to run down a couple of things, the matches itself, but I'm just going to not do my usual review. So, let's just run this down in the next 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna do some other things. I got some other errands to run here in the house. I gotta clean up a little bit, and then get ready for Dynamite tonight at 8 on TBS. Good stuff. All right, so NXT last night was mid. Another mid show. Wasn't even that great. And as always, from the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida, at Nickelodeon Studios, Vic Joseph and Booker T. Sucker at ringside. So we had that. So, let's get into it. Let's not waste any time. Alright, we started with Joe Gacy in the ring with his group of people, Schism, the grizzled young veterans of Jagger Lee and Fowler, and then their newest member, Ava Raine, or Simone Johnson, The Rock's daughter. They're in the ring, and Gacy is facing off against Cameron Grimes to the moon in the final encounter. Was an okay match. I just knew that Cameron was going to get his butt kicked. I think Cameron might be going to the main roster and probably being catering half the time, but I don't know. But they ended this feud with Joe Gacy getting the win thanks to Ava Raine, causing distraction. So Gacy hits the handspring lariat. 1, 2, 3. Goodbye to Mr. Cameron Grimes. And that's pretty much it. And that match I gave 3 out of 5 stars. So Ava Raine plays a part in her third week in NXT. On screen, of course. But we move on from there. Alright, after that we got Nathan Frazier and Axiom talking. Nathan Frazier got injured during that fatal 5-way ladder match. So Axiom's like, how you doing? And Nathan's like, well, I'm a couple weeks away. I'm not medically cleared yet. Then we can fight again. And then Katie McDonough comes in. Jordan Devlin comes in. He starts arguing with A-Kid or Axiom. Blah, blah, blah. And says Frazier knows nothing about pain like I do. So Axiom's like, oh, let's test that theory in a match later on. So we got that. And the match itself, that was a freaking crazy match. And I'll get to that in a second. But this segment I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we go to the barbershop with Buddha. No, not Brutus the Barber Beefcake. We go to the ghetto barbershop, I call it. Sorry, I have to be politically correct here. So we get the barbershop with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, and then some females there. Melo's not worried about the haters saying he didn't get his North American title back for the third time. So him and Trick are not worried about Wes Lee. And then it was like, well, we don't care if you're a fan of his. Talked to the barber and everything. I think it was a female barber. Anyway, so we got a contract signing with Carmelo Hayes taking on Wesley for the North American title. I guess that's going to be a deadline. So this contract signs in 2 weeks. So that's the November the 22nd show. That's the Thanksgiving show, basically. So we got that. So we should see what happens with that. And you know how contract signings are. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not so good. And we get that. So I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to Vic Joseph and Booker T talking, and then the lights go out, and I'm like, what the fuck happened? Somebody didn't pay the power bill? And then we see, like, we see some words on the Titantron and on the sides of the Capitol Wrestling Center, and it's that creepy person, we don't know if it's a guy or a girl, Scripps, basically saying, I'm coming to NXT, and I'm gonna watch NXT fall. So, I'm still thinking this is gonna be Dominik Dijakovic, because we see him later in that same goddamn promo, with basically his T-bar mask is burnt. Then again, I could be wrong on this. I could be wrong on Scripps not being Dominik Dijakovic. But I kind of guessed when they actually said the Dominik Dijakovic promo, the first one, before the Scripps promo. I was like, yeah, Dominik Dijakovic's coming back to NXT. Yeah, we all knew that. But then the Scripps vignettes show up, and I'm like, oh, that could be him too. But then again, it could be somebody formerly from NXT. But we'll see. Alright, so we got that. Then we go to Sol Ruka taking on Alexa Lopez. Ooh, fine, caliente. She had an epic entrance. She had this thing that looked like an elevator coming up, and then she just comes out of the makeshift elevator. I thought it was a pretty nice entrance. Anyway, Alexa beats her with a choke bomb in 3 minutes. Squash match for Alexa. We got that, so I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. After the match, Indy Hartwell comes out, and they have a cat fight! So it looks like that's the next feud. So Alexa Lopez and Indy are going to have a match, most likely next week or sometime. Okay, there you go. Alright, then we got Duke Hudson, Dia Hale, and Andre Chase with Chase Hugh! Talk about Andre Chase's rematch with Charlie Dempsey. That's Regal! No, Mr. Regal's son, Charlie Dempsey. So Duke would be at ringside against the besmirching Charlie Dempsey, but only for support. Yeah, right. So, we'll see what happens with that. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we get a video chat call, like we've been seeing lately with Toxic Attraction. So, we got the lovely JC Jane in her car at the mall. So she was outside my house. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, so she's talking to Mandy, who's at her house looking hot. So they're talking, and JC's worried about showing up to her house because Mandy invited her. Like, hey, why don't you come to my house? I have to go to the mall. She's like, okay, but maybe Alba Fire might show up and hurt us. Blah blah blah. And then a mall cop. No, not Paul Bart, the mall cop. That guy don't show up. But anyway, a cop shows up and takes JC out, and obviously it's Alba Fire. Pulls her out of the car, beats the crap out of her, gets in the car. Mandy's phone goes off, and it's like she can't talk, it's all muted. And Alba promises that she's gonna beat Mandy next week for the title. I hope and pray not. Let Mandy go on through this next couple weeks, and then let her lose at Deadline. That's what I think might happen, but we'll see. So I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. All right, then we got Andre Chase against Charlie Dempsey. Kind of a meh match. Dempsey puts Andre Chase in the STF. Andre's trying to get to the ropes. Thea Hale's trying trying to, cheer him on. And then Duke Hudson's trying to grab the rope. He gets caught by the referee. So the referee's like, don't do that! So then the hold is still locked in. He's like, and then Charlie's like wrenching back. And then we see D. Hale like waving the towel and everything. Then Duke Hudson's like, okay. He grabs the towel, throws in the towel. And everyone's like, what the fuck? So Charlie Dempsey gets his first win in NXT, albeit by throwing in the towel. We'll figure that one out. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of teachable moments coming up for Mr. Duke Hudson. And that's it. So I gave that match 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Alright, then it's happy hour. No, I'm not drinking. Well. Anyway, so we have Briggs and Jensen and the beautiful Fallon, don't call me, Dawn Henley at the bar. Kiana James and Giovanna, whatever her last name is, the assistant, they come in, and Jensen's like all googly eyed. He's about to come in his pants at the sight of these beautiful ladies. Who wouldn't? So Kiana's trying to buy the bar. And didn't last week she say she wanted to buy Chase U? About a month ago. So you went from trying to buy a university, now you want to buy a stinky little doodle bar. Go figure that one out. But anyway, Fallon's not interested. And she's like, I have a lot of memories here. My family made the bar and they gave it to me, blah, blah, blah. So she's like, no deal! Or, deal or no deal. No deal! There, Howie. I missed that show. So she doesn't take the deal. As Kiana wanted to turn the bar into an apartment complex. Like every other house in America. I bet you this, when I sell this house, Casa del Gilmore, it'll be torn down and made into a ridiculously stupid freaking housing complex. Or just another house like my neighbor next to me has. That wasn't really supposed to be that big, but the way it is. But I thought it wasn't going to be like that. I thought it was going to be a little bit like normal house size. But my next door neighbors, they're Ukrainian. I love the, Slava Ukraine, by the way. But, that house is, like, massive. I didn't think it was going to be that high, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. So yeah, when this house is gone, I'm probably going to be selling this house. Since, the asking price is pretty damn good. But, probably when I move, probably in the next 5, maybe 8, 9, 10 years, probably just I don't think anybody wants to buy this house. It's a bungalow, so my grandfather's house. But when I move, it's gonna be gone. If I decide to come back, if I go to Florida, stay there for about 6 months, and I want to come back just to hang out in Brooklyn, where am I gonna stay? This house is like demolished. I could stay at my parents' house, but we'll see what happens with that. I gotta worry about that house when my parents, pass on and everything. If I want to sell that house to people or buy it, I'm not gonna buy it by myself, but really, I don't think I would buy that. I got memories. That's where I used to live before I came to Casa del Gilmore, because my grandpa, my Nona, actually gave me the house in his will, so it's mine now. But yeah, I'm gonna retire pretty soon. I'm gonna move to Florida. Well, obviously move to Florida or Arizona or a warm state, but I'm probably going to the DeSantis country. Gonna hang out with my boy Ron DeSantis in about another 5-10 years. Well, we'll probably be we won't be in Florida probably for the next 5, maybe 8 years. You'll probably be in the White House. But still, Florida would be, hopefully, still probably one of the best states in America without DeSantis there. But then again, whoever takes over for him probably run it through the ground. Like how New York City is, right? Yeah, Kathy Hochul? You fucking cunt. How does she win? I don't know. I thought Lee Zeldin was gonna win. I thought he was. Shows you how much the freaking Democrats just like said, hey, Republicans, you ain't gonna take over. Well, there are some states that are still, too close to call. Because their voting system sucks! But I digress on that. But anyway, we'll move on. Alright, so we got that. So, I gave that... I'm sorry, I got distracted by Ash Costello. Yeah, Ash Costello, actually, of New Year's Day, actually, I'm not kidding, this is not me made up. And if you think I'm talking gibberish, I will put it on my freaking community tab and show you that I do get rock stars fucking DMing me, and it's actually the real account. She has a blue check mark, so if you think it's fake, again, you can suck a dick. But I digress. So yeah, Ash Costello and me had a great conversation this afternoon. She wanted me to subscribe to her, well, she has a subscription to her Instagram. And I was like, nah, you really don't want it. I know it's like $5 a month. I mean, that's like chump change to me, but I told her, not right now, because I get exclusive stuff. So we had a nice conversation, and I embarrassed myself by calling her Wash, or Wash, with the W in it, because she put up a post on her Instagram, and she wasn't feeling well, so I messaged her and said, hey, I hope you feel better, Ash, and it came out as Wash, Wash, stupid fucking phone, stupid autocorrect. So she replied back and says, well, now you gotta call me Wash, or Wash, W-A-S-H, because, And I'm like, oh my god, really? I was like, she sent it to me. I was like, oh my god, really? Did I just say that? So I felt embarrassed today, talking to a freaking legend like Ash Costello. So I'm like, oh, don't make the fans now say this because of me. Don't tell the fans to call you Wash or Wash because of what I said, because it was a spelling error. God damn. But anyway, yeah, we had a nice conversation, and that's it. All right, let me, all right, I gotta get this done. But yeah, I had a good conversation with Ash Costello of New Year's Day on Instagram today. Ash, you are one hot, nice piece of ash. I don't know from experience, but, well, I kind of do. Well, not that way, but, She is a sweetheart. And yes, we still make a great couple. Not like that, you stupid assholes. So I still got the wife. But man, if she was my wife, I wouldn't leave the goddamn house. But it is what it is. I actually asked her if I could be in her next video. She chuckled and said, yeah, hell yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, like Paul Stanley says. So you never know. I could be in the next New Year's Day video. And you thought 2.1 was actually good. If I'm in the next New Year's Day video, that might eclipse it. But then again, who knows? But anyway, move on. Alright, so let's get back to NXT. We'll talk to Ash later. But anyway. Alright, so we got Hank Walker, the security guard, taking on Lorenzo Stacks. With my good friend, get in here, hurry up, get up, my cousin, get in here. How you doing, Paisan? My cousin, Tony D'Angelo, will get you a pizza for $2. That guy's amazing. You are a legend there, Tony. Paisan, hey. So, Tony D's out at ringside. He's still in a walking crutch, cane, whatever you want to call it. So, we got Stacks and Hank Walker. Stacks beats Hank Walker easily. 3-minute suckfest. He wins with a running knee to the back of the head. So he gets the win, and Tony D's all happy. That's my boy! That's my paisan, hey! So that was great, and all's well and right with the Italian Americans. Love it. Great. Alright, then we have I Did It, Grayson Waller, and his Instagram show, The Grayson Waller Effect. So here he has Von Wagner, and Robbie E., Mr. Stone, and Braun Breaker, the NXT champ, as his guests. Fans are writing in on his Instagram. They don't like Wagner. He's like, I don't care what the fans think. So him and Braun go back and forth. And then Braun's like, Apollo Crews, there, I said your name. You happy now? Because I think Apollo was like, maybe on Instagram, it's like, hey, what about me? So they're about to fight, and they just stare each other down. And that's it, and we're going to get that match, I believe, next week for the NXT World title. And you know Braun Breaker's going to win that. So I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we got Mackenzie Mitchell and Wesley. Wesley wanted to win the tag belts last week, but he's ready to beat Carmelo and retain the North American title next week. So we got that. Alright, then we have a video package of Corey Jade. She's not scared of Wendy Choo Choo! Who basically, she says, that she doesn't have any friends, nobody cares about her. Oh, kind of like what the trolls think about me, right? I have no friends, nobody cares about me. I wouldn't be so sure of that. I get friends in high places, too. Just saying. I got more friends than you with your dead channels. But I digress. Alright, then we got the A-Kid, Axiom, and JD McDonough. This was a great match. Ended kind of really controversial as JD put A-Kid in a really weird knee hold, and then like cranked back. And I don't know if you heard, there was a snap, but I think the referee heard a snap, and he's like, that's it! That's it! Stop the match. Called in the doctor. And there was kind of confusion at the end that A-Kid looked like he wanted to fight, but he couldn't even stand up on his own leg. So they called for the match, and JD McDonough gets the win via referee stoppage. And there you go. And we move on. So that was pretty, it was a good match, but kind of a controversial ending. Pretty good. But what do you got to do? Alright, I gotta finish this up. Alright, then we had Brutus Creed finally getting his 5 minutes with Damon Kemp, and basically that went nowhere. They fought a little bit. Basically, Brutus was beating the shit out of him. Then he grabs a chair, and he's like, and the ref is like, don't do it! Don't do it! And Brutus is like, fuck you, man! Bam! Smack Damon Kemp in the back a few times with the chair, close to disqualification, so Damon Kemp gets the win. What a waste of 5 minutes that was. Then after the match, Brutus hits him again with the chair. Then we see Veer and Saga in the chair on the balcony staring at Diamond Mine. So that looks like that's going to start a feud. So yeah, Veer and Saga came at the same time. That doesn't sound right. But I digress. Alright, then we see the T-Bar promo, promising his form of justice. Man, nobody cares. Then we go to the back, we have Roxy, talking to Indy Hartwell, and ask her if anything's wrong. Obviously there is, because I miss Dexter. So, Indy says, we're not friends, there are no friends in this business. It don't work that way. Okay. So, I guess Indy wants to do her own thing. I don't know. I'm thinking that maybe a feud coming up between Indy and Roxy. But we'll see. We'll get that. Alright, then we go to your main event of the evening for the women's tag team belts. Our rematch from about a week or two ago. So we had Nikita Lyons, those sexy thighs. And Zoey Stark taking on the champs Kaden Carter and Casey Catanzaro. Was a pretty good match all around. Not a great match, but pretty decent. There was some little bit of miscommunication between Zoey and Nikita during the match. And then at the end of the match, Zoey almost knocks right into Nikita. Nikita's like, oh, it's okay, it's okay. And then she like shoves her out of the way and takes a double super kick. And then Zoey's in the ring, and basically that was it. Super kick dropped Kaden Carter, but the champs come right back. They get the win with the 450 neckbreaker combo to retain the belts at a little over 11 minutes. So I guess they're not going to... I thought it was going to change, but I guess they're not going with Nikita and Zoey to be the women's tag team champions. They love so much that they... They don't like the women's tag team division at all in NXT or the main roster. Sad. But anyway, they get the win, and then after the match, Zoey grabs the belts, gives it back to the champs. Well, gives one belt to, I think it was Kaden Carter. And then they have a little moment of respect, and then Zoey takes one half of the belts and knocks Nikita Lyons right in the face with the belt, beats the crap out of her. So another tag team gets split up, and that's just great. Especially a women's tag team. So, it looks like we're going to have Zoey Stark versus Nikita Lyons. I guess Zoey's going to be the heel, obviously. And I could care less about this fucking feud. I don't care. I wanted a freaking title change, and I guess we're not going to get that. So, I don't know who's going to be Casey Cottonsour and Kaden Carter at this point. There's no women's tag teams left! Unless you're going to wait for Yulisa Leon to come back with her and Valentina Feroz, I don't think they're going to win the belts. Who wins the belts? Don't know. And that's all I got to say about that. So that ends NXT. That's my final thoughts about that. And my final rating, I gave it 6. I was going to gave it originally 5.5, but I'm going to upscale it to a 6 out of 10. I'm going to give it like a par for the course 6 out of 10. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share the video, follow me on social media, and hit that bell. And that's all I got to say about that. So I'm going to edit this up a little bit. I'm going to get ready for Dynamite tonight at 8 p.m. It's going to be exciting, and we'll see what newsworthy thing Tony Khan's talking about. I still think it's going to be the Elite, but if it's Sasha Banks, oh, baby. Can't wait for that. But we'll see what happens. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Peter Gilmore signing off. Peace!